Welcome to Boulevard's Big Three, where we get to talk about this week's sermon with questions from you, me, John, and Lori Shea. So we are in week 7 of the Upside Down movement, and this has been a great series. We say this every week, but it really is.
I know, because it is great every week. And Lori, thank you so much for joining us. Now, everybody,
Absolutely.
I think anybody who watches Boulevard online or has seen the Big Three before, they already know you. But give us a snapshot. Tell us about your family,
All right.
your husband who loves you 365 days a year, and how long you guys have been North Boulevard.
All right. So I got to give a shout out to my husband and some of his friends who are on a retreat in Florida. So hope you guys are joining us. I've got 3 daughters. 2 of them are married and one lives here in Nashville. She's a nurse. I work at Middle Tennessee Christian School with kids with any sort of learning differences. We've been here, 20 years. Originally from West Virginia. Go Mountaineers.
Go Mountain. She
That's
snuck
all you
that
need
in
to
so
know.
fast.
I love it.
Honestly, you help kids learn good. That's great.
She's fighting
We'll
back.
just let that go.
Yeah, she's fighting, wanting to correct him, but she knows what battles to fight.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
goodly.
Yeah, much better. Well, we are so glad you're here, Lori. And since we call this the Big Three, there's 3 of us, math. We're each going to share an observation or a highlight from the sermon. So you start for us.
Oh, I knew you were going to do that, so I have to do my face. All right.
Okay.
So I think for me, one of the biggest things that stood out, I love the statement of should versus must. It's like we say things that we should do. We should read our Bible. We should be kind to people who think differently than we do. But really, it's that must piece. And I think that's, I'm going to have to be filtering that this week. I must be kind to people who are different than me. I must read my Bible to figure out, how do I do that?
You know, he used as an example his experience having gone on the vision trip, and since I just got back from it, it's top of mind for me. And it is the absolute truth that our brothers and sisters in Africa feel as though they must tell someone else about Jesus. And there's a sense of urgency that just, quite frankly, I don't know that we have the same sense of urgency. It's a different culture and stuff, but we all must share the good news of Jesus with somebody. It really is that simple. We must do that.
Why do you think we in the West, I have an idea, but why do you think we don't feel urgent to tell? We know the same story that they know. Why do we not feel more urgency?
Because I think the nature of the culture, at least the ones that I witnessed, is that they really need each other to get by every day. They need community. I think, we're part of a Christian community, so we see the value of it. I'm not sure that culture as a whole sees why they need a Christ community. Now, so that's why it's up to us to figure out creative ways to let them know you don't know what you're missing. I mean, being a part of a church. So
I love it. What did you put down for your highlight?
Okay, well, I was going to let you go
you want me to go
the whole
next?
ladies first sort of thing.
That's so nice.
Since it's
'Cause of
Valentine's weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Lori made a throw up sound. Well, I wrote down a couple different things, but the one that really stood out to me, and I'm just trying to picture, and it goes with the should, must kind of thing, with when the apostles were in the prison, the doors were locked, and then they came out, and then they went straight to the temple because that's what the angel told them to do, in spite of the fact that that's why they were in prison in the first place. And they get there, and then all the things happened with the council, and they let them go, but they beat them really bad. And then it said they left rejoicing that they were deemed worthy to be persecuted for Jesus. Like they rejoiced. Not like rejoice that they were released or rejoice that they lived through the beating. They were so glad that God found them worthy to be persecuted. I mean, if that's not upside down, I don't know what is. And I can't even put myself in that position, but I want to have that kind of faith and that kind of love of Scripture and of Jesus. You know, I mean, I just don't even know if we can think of it.
Okay, again, the group that I just got to visit with, I suppose they do pray for safety, but they don't lead with it. They always pray for boldness. This idea of being counted worthy to share in the sufferings of Christ. I mean, they're just in. They're all in, and while I'm sure they, like us, would love safety, they don't lead with it. They pray, God, make me bold, come what may. Any thoughts on this?
No.
Do you think that they think more about the next life than we do? Do you think we think more about the comforts of this life?
It's interesting you say that. I think it's the opposite. I think they think about how does the kingdom come here and now? How do we experience the kingdom right now? Maybe in a different way than we do. I think we experience so many good things, but they have to do it together, and they want that to come for each other. And of course, we all look forward to an eternity with heaven, but it seems to me they are really focused on, we want to experience the kingdom right now, and the only way we're going to do that is by telling others about Jesus and experiencing it together.
There's so much to learn from them.
Yeah.
So much.
Right,
I'm so sad. I would love to go sometime.
Okay, do you remember, I think when we were all kids, I'm much older than they are. Let's go ahead and get that out there.
Much older.
But do you remember when all the missionaries would come and they would show all the slideshows
on
from
a
maybe
Sunday
work
night.
that they were doing like in
Sunday
Africa or
night.
something? I think it's the coolest thing in the world that now we go to Africa to learn how to tell other people about Jesus. So God is doing just incredible things there. He's turned the world upside down.
I love it.
All
Okay,
right.
so what's your highlight?
Mine was, hey guys, if you want to turn the world upside down, period, please don't try to do it without Jesus. If we look at our history, and history is a teacher, man, every time somebody had a good idea or maybe was well-intentioned to do something, they think for the greater good, if you don't do it with Jesus, you end up hurting each other.
That's right.
And you end up setting really each other back, and you don't build community without Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
All
so
right.
true. None of this works without
Did I
Jesus.
just drop the mic with? Or
Yeah,
what?
you did. You did.
No,
And
they're
we-
very expensive. Don't drop them.
Please don't drop the mic. We were talking about before on air about the chaos, how all that does is just create chaos in our world. And then, I was saying that I've been praying specifically for clarity through the chaos and for God to show us clarity on what to do, where to go, and how to be bold.
I think, we've talked, I guess I've talked a little bit about Christian community or community in general. What creates community is what you share in common. What Jesus does is he lets us know we all share salvation in him. It doesn't matter what country you're from. And so, when we look at Revelation where every tribe and tongue and nation is gathered around the throne of God, the reason why we're all there is because we share the exact same thing, salvation in Jesus Christ.
That's right.
So, don't change the world without Jesus.
Absolutely. I love that.
All right.
That's awesome,
All
John.
right. We've got to do a little makeup here because we rambled a little bit in the first half. So, we got to do this part first. Sorry. Hey, if you've got any more questions, use the QR code on the screen.
And if you want to rewatch the sermon or watch it for the first time, you can find it at boulevard.to/sermons.
All right. That does wrap up now the big three. Lori, thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely.
And thanks to everyone for being with us, who listened along with us. Look for this podcast on your favorite platforms and be sure to join us next week for Boulevard's Big Three.